We are the nerds. We are the nerds of the apocalypse.
Are we nice judges?
Yes, they're super nice.
Okay, so today we get tougher with you, but not in a bad way. It's all like we stand up with you. We get up there and in your faces with you and make you do really fun things, and you guys will just giggle. So let's start, okay? All right. What's this guy's name? Here, you want me to do that?
Just brainstorm. Throw out anything that comes to mind.
Something unpronounceable in the human language.
Maybe.
Bickos? That's a great name. Oh, that's a great name. Bickos. I'm going with Bickos.
Bickos.
Bickos?
Alright.
All right. Why do you say Bickos?
Looks like pickles.
He looks like a Bickos. Okay, Bickos.
Bickos. Where do we think Bickos is from?
An alien planet.
The bottom of the ocean.
Okay, so give specific answers. An alien planet of the bottom of the ocean where?
On
Let's do that.
Ah,
Okay, so Neptune or the bottom of the ocean and
secret race in the very bottom of the Marianas Trench. Body is very gelatinous because of the extreme pressure.
Okay.
Good.
All right,
Excellent.
good, great answers.
Very cool. So what kind of energy or mood?
That must have been what happened to me. I must be from the bottom of the ocean. All right.
What kind of like mood or energy do you think this Bickos has based on his or her body lackadaisical?
Hi.
Hello. All
We
right.
probably met you yesterday, but we just don't. Everybody changes costumes between one day to the next. How are you?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Kind of spaced out.
Okay, so you spaced out. What else? A couple more adjectives. Goofy.
Goofy.
Right.
Lovable.
Was that gullible?
Lovable and gullible.
Lovable? Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely lovable and gullible. Okay.
So is it a threat with that posture, or is it more of a pushover?
Yeah, I would say more of a pushover.
Maybe looks can be deceiving.
Are you
That's
Charlie?
right.
Okay, good.
All
I
right.
thought, yeah, because
Good
you're in a
sure.
different outfit, so Charlie. Hi, Charlie. All right. I remember everybody's name. I do. All right.
Yeah, that's a good thing to keep in mind too. Looks can be deceiving. Sometimes you can make a generalization based on what you're seeing, but what might actually be the funnier thing is to go the opposite direction and give this thing a powerful voice or something.
The script will lend itself to that. So first you look at the character and you digest what you think the character looks like first, because the first thing you always do when you get a script, I read the script and I look at the character kind of simultaneously, and then I'll be like, oh, I can adjust that. So he is mean, or he is like, gelatinous, and and has to kind of have like a kind of voice going on. Hey. All right, good. Next question. Oh, no, you've got all that.
Let's hop
Okay.
up. Everybody get on their feet real quick.
Everybody on their feet, including you.
Including us. So one thing that we do as voice actors
Come on, I'm
is
here
work
for
from the
moral.
bottom. What was that?
I said I'm here for moral support.
One thing that we do when we're doing our creating of characters to begin with is kind of start mirroring the body in order to find the root voice, is what we call it. The root
Y'all
voice.
see that? I said y'all.
So we start with the head. Like, what do we see from this?
So everybody put your arms down straight to the side, because you are now, what we need?
Bickos.
Bickos. Okay,
Bickos.
we're now Bickos, okay? So we're literally starting here. So all of this is gone, all right? Everybody kind of put your head this way. Remember, those of us who were in our idol yesterday, your lips can't move from the mic. So you still have to keep your lips centered on the mic, okay? Imaginary mic would be here, but your eyes can be here and your mouth may be to the side. So everybody do your face, do the eyes and the face. Good? That's awesome. Okay, good. Now let's add the teeth and the mouth. Okay, and here's one little hint I'm going to give you when you do this character. If your teeth get in a little way, you're not going to get hired. So you're going to have to figure out how to keep your mouth open enough where you can still kind of get what that expression's going to be. Well,
It's gotta be understandable.
got to understandable. So get that mouth open. Now I see a lot of you have lost your eyes already, and you're okay. Lift hands out of pockets. All right, down to the side. All right, now stand the way Bickos is standing. All right.
That's, knuckles Look down on the ground.
Can I take pictures of you guys? Okay. And put your hands behind where you're supposed to go. Okay? Now, before we even start our script, we find what's called an expression to keep us in Bickos. Keep us staying in Bickos, okay? All right? So the expression is, where's my jelly donut? Is that
Hey, wait a second.
That's my jelly donut. Okay, so it looks like this.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut. Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
Don't step out of character, Liz. Get in character.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
Charlie.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
I forgot your name from yesterday. I know
Xander.
Sam. Xander. I know. I won't forget
Hey,
that.
wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
Okay. Josh.
I'm just here for moral support.
Yeah.
No, and you calm down.
Wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
Great. One of the best voices. Okay, great.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
Okay, you sound way too smart.
Does
Okay.
this creature look like he read?
All right. Who did do it?
Big eyes.
You want me to do one?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, wait a minute. That's my jelly donut.
Beautiful. Okay, Xander.
I'm a bit
You already did it. Go for it.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
Good. Okay. Now you guys see that your body keeps you. Okay. You want to do it? Okay. Now, do you notice how keeping yourself in body keeps the voice coming out first? If you go like this and you mess up on the lines, you're out of body. And that's what happened yesterday when some of you were watching, like people lost it. They made a mistake and they're like, oh, sorry, and then they're back to being themselves. You have to stay like this the whole time. All right? You have to stay. So that's getting your root voice. So let's do like 3 in a row, all of us together. Okay, wait a minute. That's my jelly donut. Let's do 1, 2, 3.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
2.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
Now use your arm and point at it. I am your jelly donut. Ready? Number 3.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
Now, Charlie, so can you move your arms? But yeah, exactly. So now you're really into action, and I've given you an imaginary thing into which you're going to respond, right? And your characters came out even more. You could hear the level go from, hey, wait a second, that's my jelly donut, really calculated, right? Kind of the way you're supposed to do it. And then all of a sudden,
Hey, wait a second.
it got stronger, and then I gave you something to point at, just one little simple thing, and it became, you all became character. All became character, okay? Good, so that is what you're gonna do before you start. Hey, wait a second, that's my jelly donut, or however you remember how to do it, okay?
And what we call that is finding the root voice. So a lot of times if we have a voice that's very different, and we got to, when we're in the studio and we had to step out and do whatever we're going to do and come back to it, it's going back to that root voice to lock you back into the character. And a lot of times it's just a line, one little line or something like this that brings you right back to that voice.
All right, you guys can sit down for a few minutes. All right. So you remember that? You got that in your body? Okay, because you're going to be doing some characters. So far we've taught you how to get to know your characters. Before you start, so you're given a script, before you start, you've got to know where your character's from. Even if it's not listed there and what's called the specs, the specifics, it's not listed, it's giving you direction like, you know, he's from this area, he's from the bottom of the sea, but you have to add more life to it so that you can make it your own, because otherwise you're just going to be delivering lines with a voice. And who we meet a lot in the voiceover world are people who want to get into the voiceover world, are people who do voices really well. Is that one of you guys? They do funny impressions and do voices really well. But it's a matter of just being able, can you maintain that for 52 episodes? 52 episodes? For a 4-hour session, and hear it the second you see your character, know, like if you've run from another animation session, that's completely different to doing another animation session, being able to switch into that character and do it for 3-4 hours at a time. So you got to be able to switch into there. And then also during the scripts, in a lot of these, there's what's called incidental characters. And in incidental characters, you have to, hello. Okay, I'll keep going. Go ahead. So in incidental characters, you need to be able to switch into another voice. So the other day I was playing a very thick monster voice, and I had to do this little tiny, kind of cute little, and just switch into it, and it's raining, and do this whole different character, but they didn't want to have me come back to do it, so they had me do the voice. So I went from big boisterous voice, and I had to keep switching between the two for 3 hours. All right, so we've gone to mirroring the body and finding the voice. That's your number 2 thing. First, really creating a character. Number 2, mirroring the body and finding the root voice. You know, you've got the facial expression. You start from the eyes, you work yourself all the way down to the legs. I start from the top. Now, this third part is called making choices. What's the mood of the scene that we're in? Okay, the mood of the scene. That's where you're going to look at your script and you're going to say, all right, what's going on here? Now, I'm going to give you guys, some of you as part of the scene, and we've helped you get into it a little bit more. But so this is, in this particular case, this is, for purposes of we're going to give you choices. You would be making these based on your character and interpretation of the script. So we're giving you choices. This one says fearful of tyrant boss. Now usually it's not going to say that. Disney does give you what they want you to deliver. They're like, we want to take the guesswork out. We want you to deliver it fearful, okay, of your tyrant boss. So Nickelodeon, they want you to come up with it. So that they might say he's standing in his boss's office, so you get where the scene is. Got that? But a lot of times it's just blank, and you're just going to have to read the script. In this particular case, it says, Mr. Dookie, do you think I can leave early today? The Squiggles are having their annual picnic, and I need to pick up the Squiggle sausage before the store closes. Okay? So this one says, fearful of tyrant boss. So I'm going to look at him, and I'm going to get back into character. From head to toe, I'm going to say, hey, that's my jelly donut, because I'm going to take the fear on. Okay, that changes the whole mood, doesn't it? That's my jelly donut, right? So you get really fearful of that character. Now you're in fear. Hey, wait a second, that's my jelly donut. And then you can start in with Mr. Dookie. Okay. And so now you're getting different beats, what's called different beats. I wish James was here from yesterday, but you really know. And then this one says, this guy lives for sausages. So this one's where he's like just in his head about sausages, okay? And that would be the second beat. The third beat is Mr. Dookie says no, and your character panics and pleads, all right? So you're getting that third thing. But don't start until you say, hey, wait a second, that's my jelly donut. Even if they're standing in the studio and you're being directed, as a director, I watch people get into their characters in the weirdest ways always, and they'll be like, all right, ready. And I'm like, okay, let's go. You know, because I know, like, you know, or if you're running from a session to a session, or you haven't done that session in a long time and they're playing you back the voice, they want to hear you repeat they'll play you 3 lines that you did from the show before so that you can get back into character. So they have a voice reference, vocal reference for you. All right, and then this fourth one is Mr. Dookie has changed his mind and says yes. The character is so relieved and mumbles on and on. Rambles, not mumbles, rambles on and on. Meaning he's really pushing the envelope. He's standing in a boss's office who's a tyrant, and he's just going on and on. So I'd say that this guy is a little bit of a space cadet. Yeah? Kind of in his own little bottom of the sea world. Could be a she also. So are you, you want to?
Let's have some people come up.
Yeah, let's have somebody come up and do this fearful line, the fearful line. And we'll have you read it first, get into character first. So, a person. There you go, Xander, with his X.
So again, yeah, find the root voice, take your time, use your body. No hanging onto the stand today.
So first thing you're going to do, can you grab the, underneath that is the 3 things that you want to do. You always want to keep the picture up. Okay, so we know the picture. I'm going to keep it up for you guys to see, but I want you to also watch Xander get in the mood. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get to know your character. But you know the name, right? So let's do
Biggles.
I want you to mirror the body and the voice. So I'm going to put this here, and I want you to mirror it first. So get body first. All body, good for you. All right, and then I want you to go with your root. Hey, wait a second, that's my jelly donut. And I want you to point out at him.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
All right, that's good. I want you to, in this one, to open your mouth a little bit more. Okay, so you really hear the words coming out.
Okay.
I want you to yell it at him because you got your jelly donut and he's going away with it.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
Great, okay, good. Still making yourself enunciate, so don't get it back in your, what's called your, like an adenoid voice, that bubble voice. All right, good. So you stay in character. Are you in character?
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
So now you are very fearful of your boss, and we'll give you, and I want you to do 2 in a row just so that you get the lines.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut. Mr. Dookie?
Louder.
Do you think I can leave early today? The Squiggles are having their annual picnic, and I need to pick up a squiggle sausage before the store closes.
Good. Go through another one right away. Same thing.
But much more fearful, and get the voice out so it's not back here. You guys don't want it echoing in your head, you want it echoing in the room. So that you can enunciate a little bit more. Same line.
Same line, yeah.
Who's coming up now? Okay. 2.
Mr. Dookie, do you think I can leave early today? The Squiggles are having an annual picnic, and I need to pick up some squiggle sausages before the store closes.
Good. Okay, nice job. Good, Xander. So what I would say to yours is get it out. So who someone to find helmet? Right.
We're up here.
So that's adenoidal. It's staying.
Okay.
So there's different parts of your face where you'll learn where the voice comes from. I'm going to ask you to get into your stomach. So picture the voice coming out of your stomach and say, "Hey, Mr. Squiggles." Do that to me.
Hey, Mr. Squiggles.
That I can understand. The other part was being mumbled in your head. Everybody's going like this behind me right now. Yeah. So it became too mumbled, but otherwise I thought you stayed in character, and even when you fumbled, you kept going.
Oh.
Great. Okay, so you're going to take line number 2, and what's the direction on the top of it?
Lives for sausages, brambles on hand.
Okay, so get yourself, you look like you're in character, but get that root voice in.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
Do it again.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut.
Go for it.
Oh, I can't wait to sink my choppers into these slimy, sour, scrumptious squiggle sausages. Don't you know they're made from the freshest and finest frog feet on Fridays?
Okay, now hold on. Here's your sausage, okay? And it's like in dream mode in front of you, okay? And you're like dreaming about it, and use your hands, just go for it. Now I want you to give me a and like a fantasy. Like this is fantasy. This is like hot. Okay? This is fantasy. Alright? Fantasize about this. Give me more. Yes. Go.
Oh, I can't wait to sing with some choppers in one of those slimy, sour, scrumptious squiggle sausages. Did you know they're made from the freshest and finest frog meat Freedom Friday?
Okay, good. So did you feel the difference?
Yes.
What was it for you? It's different for everybody.
Imagining the object of the
So what I changed for you was what I changed for you was having a vision, right? Really having that vision, and you ended up changing your route. Like instead of a jelly donut, it became sausages. So you're like, oh. People outside must think theirs is a really
I've seen this thing float.
Yeah.
What's going on?
But whatever it is, but you totally changed it with just ever so slightly, and it changed your whole read.
But it's making a connection to something too. And once you, I mean, it's one thing to say the line, so I can't wait to sing, but when you have something there that you're just, it brought it up like 20,000%, made it even more comical.
Plant your feet. They have cement blocks on them.
Okay.
The reason why I'm telling her that, okay, that's okay. Okay. The reason why I'm telling her that is because yes, she's a theater actress when she works and goes away from the mic. So I want to keep her feet planted.
It was all, I was like all over the place.
But she did a great job. She was one of the winners.
One of their socks.
One of her socks. Okay. Yes.
Am I allowed to do a different interpretation?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things that we're showing too in this is that, and this will happen in auditions, is that you'll have a character like this, and maybe 50 people will assume it's going to be this strange boy, but then somebody comes in with something completely different.
That's how Stewie got his job on as a baby and Family Guy. Because I told you, some of you who were here yesterday, that I was called to do this like seer. And I went in, and everybody, of course, was doing the Eastern European type of, before me I see, right? And I did it, and I did an okay job. I wasn't even going to do the audition. I went with Grant, and I came back and I went, guys, can I try something else? And they're like, yeah. And I said, I kind of want to make her more witchy, but not like a cackling witch, just more, like a funny, cynical kind of, like really that kind of quip. Well, they hired the seer. And three shows later, they called me back and said, we don't want the seer, we want the voice you came in with. We want you to do that. So it was kind of interesting, and I had to go back and do those shows. All right, so get your body first.
All right, we're gonna have you do number 3. Now what happens is you've been trying to convince your boss that you got to leave early so that you can go get those sausages, which you love, and the sausages that if you don't get, old Sally Sourpuss here is going to give you something really bad. You're scared of her, you're scared of your boss, you want those sausages. Get into your root voice and go for it.
Do you guys mind, does anybody mind if I'm ever taking any shots of you? Just that love, I'll show them to you afterward, but it's just so fun to kind of look at your faces.
Hey, wait a second! That's my jelly donut! But Mr. Dookie, if I don't show up with those sausages, I'll have to face the wrath of mean old Sally Sourpuss. She'll give me another swirly, sir.
I love the voice. That was killer.
Yeah.
I couldn't even take a picture of you because I was too much of your So it was good, but it was stiff.
Right.
Stiff. So remember I told you I'm going to stay up here with you? We're going to stay up here with you. I wasn't kidding. All right. So he says no. So Grant, come and be the little tyrant, okay? I want you to respond to what Grant's saying to you. He's at his desk. You're fearful of this dude, right? He's the end-all, mean-all, okay? And I want you to use your body, even though your voice is different for this one. Use your body, okay? So he says no, and you have to panic and plead. So don't start until you panic and plead. In fact, I want to hear this panicky and pleading before you start.
So after you get into your root voice, I'll feed you the line.
Hey! Wait a second! That's my jelly donut!
Use your hands, Morgan.
No, victims, you cannot leave early.
But Mr. Dookie, if I don't show up with those sausages, I'll have to face the wrath of mean old Sally Sourpuss. She'll give me another swirly, sir.
Good, really good. And and in it, as you go on and on, you'll learn that not everything has to be up here. I actually liked your first voice better. So if I was directing you, I'd say let's go back to that original voice, because the other one, that one sounded like you're not going to be able to sustain that for 3 hours. Okay, so let's go back to your original voice. Just get it. Just say, hey, that's my jelly donut.
Hey, wait a second. That's my jelly donut. Now stay panicky in that thing. Hey, wait a second. That's my
How'd that feel?
Better.
Better for your voice too. I want you to practice doing boy voices because you have a great voice. A great, real, natural 9-year-old in you or 10-year-old in you, and you will get hired all the time for that.
Sure. All right, one more person for this particular character. Anybody? Yeah?
Yeah, come on up.
Okay, so now what happens is his boss says, okay, you can leave early. This is the part where he just starts rambling on, and then all of a sudden he catches himself rambling. It's like, oh, I better.
Tell me your name one more time.
Dwayne?
Dwayne, that's right, okay. So Dwayne, first your body from head to toe. Great, and see if the mic was right in front of him, his mouth's still right on mic. All right, so do a jelly donut with knowing what your intention is in that, which is that he now is like relieved and he's just going on, and he has no understanding of what social, he's not really good socially, okay? So go for it. So do the, hey, wait a second, that's my jelly donut.
Hey, wait a second! That's my jelly donut!
Okay, so I'm going to stop you for a second. Falsetto voice is not a voice we're allowed to do in voiceover. Okay, so can you find another place? I'm going to give you another place to do it. I want you to put the voice in your tummy. It's a weird thing to say, put the voice in your tummy.
Hey, wait a second! That's my jelly donut!
Which is more understandable, okay? Good. And now you're at like a 4 in energy. I want you to push it to like a 10 when you do this next line. All right, you can do it. You can leave early. Go.
All right, you can do it. You can leave early.
No, that's what I just said
Oh,
to you.
okay.
That's okay. No, stay in character.
So line number 4.
So you're doing line number 4. Ready? You're going to do it 2 times in a row. Each time with more energy. Go for it.
Thank you, Mr. Dookie. Oh, thank you, Mr. Dookie.
Do the whole line. Do the whole paragraph.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Dookie. You're the best boss ever. Did I mention how great you look in that suit? May you live to be 843 squiggly years, like my favorite Uncle Chester. You know, he was the head of the Squiggly Symphony, and he used to catch himself rambling. Right, I'm leaving.
Okay,
All right.
good. Now, you're like, right, I'm leaving, because he's, and Mr. whatever his name is getting ready to go out. All right, 843 squiggly years. Got that part? All right, so there's different colors in that. One is, all right, you're rambling. Did I mention, and I want you to go really fast through that certain part where you're rambling on. You're just in your own world. You're like, did I mention, people do that? They go off on a tangent. Yeah, go for it.
May you live to be 843 squiggly years, my favorite Uncle Chester. You know, he was the head of the Squiggly Symphony, and he used to... Right, I'm leaving.
Okay, good. Go for it, Frank.
Good.
Good, Dwayne. Nice. All right. I'm going to be passing out a couple of different characters. Tell me if they grab you. Who wants to get up again?
Right.
I'm going to give you this one. Do we have other ones? Some backup?
Yep.
Probably get some.
Got more of that.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay. Anybody else? Give you this one and one for Dwayne. I'm just going to repeat one for Dwayne. Oh. Ooh, that's good. That's good for Dwayne. This is really going to push you.
Anybody
All
else
right,
want one?
guys, whoever has one, go into different corners of the room. Right now, face the wall so you can hear yourself. Get into a corner that's flat. We're going to be walking around, and I want you full voice, okay? Total full voice. All right, and we're going to be walking around. So first get your body. First is the body. First body. Grant and I will be walking around, helping you get into body. You guys okay? Okay. You sure you don't want to do one? If you change your mind, let us know, okay? All right, body first. Good, go for it. And but you have to find your own root voice. Nothing is going to get your way on this. Do it with a Brazilian accent. I want you to push it, even though you may have been here for many, many, many years. Okay? 4 years. Okay. Your accent's so slight, but I actually want you to push it.
I didn't realize
Voice! Come on, Xander, full voice. Ready? You got the body down? Yep. Give me a seat. Go for it. Go for it.
Ernie, my favorite pumpkin smoothie is blueberry banana.
Make sure you get it out of your mouth from the back. But may I put my hand on you for a second? You don't want this.
Okay.
Okay? So you want it to come from somewhere else. Even though the voice of the face is like that, so get the face first. And then I think that the voice really probably comes from here. I want your eyes to be the attention, and you already have the big ones, okay? So ready? Go.
Ernie, my favorite pumpkin smoothie is blueberry banana, mango, lime, pineapple, raspberry guava.
Keep going. Keep practicing. Good job.
Peanut butter.
Make sure you can sustain that voice for 5 hours.
I should have won the trophy. I'm the greatest in the galaxy. You guys are a bunch of I'm the most feared evil ruler in all the galaxy. I have mangled the minds of millions.
Use your whole body if you're holding something.
I am the most feared evil ruler in all the galaxy.
Louder! Louder!
I have mangled the minds of
Louder!
millions.
Everybody louder!
I reduced the riches of the rare convicts to rubble. It's not fair! I should have won the trophy. I'm the greatest in the galaxy. You guys are just a bunch of mean
All right, you guys,
McMeaners.
let's go for it. Come on up. I love hearing that last part where I make you go louder and louder because we do that at every con. And sometimes we have like 25 people, and it's just this rumbling, and people are like peeking in through the door, like, what's going on in there? Okay, so
Any volunteers for
any
first?
volunteers who want to go first? We will love it. Okay, you'll go second. Come on up, Xander. First of all, to watch you guys do that, the transition from the first time to the second time, you lost your inhibitions, like literally. So it was so great to see you guys kind of get into character at the walls. Now you're in front of people, and you're always going to have this many people in the room looking at you. And I'm going to tell, after you're done, I'm going to tell you a really funny story about that. But they're looking at you, they're listening for something at an audition. They're not judging you. They're listening. Does that voice fit that character? Is he bringing something to this that's going to make it even better than I wrote?
So here's what Xander's doing. Here's his character.
So who do you name your character?
I'm named Peach Fuzz.
Peach Fuzz. Okay. And give us something really interesting about your character that no one else would know. Where's your character from? Peach Fuzzville?
He's from Fluffyville.
Fluffyville. Okay. And what's your root voice?
My root voice is kind of a...
Do it.
It's kind of a high pitch.
Well, do the line.
Oh.
Yummy! My favorite pumpkin smoothie, blueberry, banana, mango, lime, raspberry, guava, peanut butter, and Hispanic flavor. Just thinking about it makes my stomach go burpity burp. It's like I said, all good burpees have to find the power. You do it by thinking about something you really like. Here, close your eyes and imagine a soft, gushy, fruity sensation tickling your taste buds. like a bonkers smoothie. Oh, I just can't take it. I'm going for bonkers. I got the power.
Yeah, very good. I like the transition there too, where it was kind of, you got your whole vision like we had done with the floating sausage, and went a different way. That always makes it much more interesting.
Yeah, and just get it out of the back of your head. Just remember my 3 taps on the back of your head. Please don't do any voices in your head.
Okay.
I mean, you can do voices in your head.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do. Yeah, can't turn those on. All right. So
Here's what he's doing here. His character.
you aren't ready.
I'm the most feared evil ruler in all the galaxy. I've mangled the minds of millions. I've reduced the richest of the publics to rubble. It's not fair! I should have won the trophy! I'm the greatest in the galaxy! You guys are just a bunch of mini McMinners.
So great. Brad and I have a which means we're going to change the audition on you.
All right.
Okay? Just on your first graph, okay? Just on your first graph. He's 2 feet tall.
That picture that's on your script is actually, well, this is actual size.
That's actual size. That's all we're going to say.
In a human-sized world.
In a human-sized world. Okay.
All right.
I'm the most feared evil ruler in all the galaxy. I've mangled the minds of millions. I've reduced the richest of republics to rubble.
Yeah.
It's not fair! I should have won the trophy. I'm the greatest in the galaxy. You gotta be the bunch of mini McMinners.
Great stuff in there.
Yeah.
I like your
what you
connection,
did.
like loving what you've done, how you've ruined the world. But also, what you did is you added sort of a signature sound to that character, which was kind of like stretching out the last word. And people are going to look forward to that. Like, that's one thing they're going to remember about your character, is something that you did differently about it.
So for those of you who are actors, and you have that kind of moment after, the scene stops, and there's that moment after where you're looking at the other actor, or you've just completed and the lights go dark, you need the exact same thing in voiceover. So instead of walking around, if you wanted to have that effect where you're going to walk away, you gotta go, oh, I'm just a bunch of mini McMinners! You only move your head. Okay? So you wouldn't walk out of the room, and then come back and be like, so it's always like you got the job, right? Always got the job. Your first one was great, your second one had so much more interest.
Yeah.
All right, next person up. Who's up after? Are you up after me? Yeah.
Here's what she's doing.
Or Liz, whomever.
It's her character.
All right, find the root voice.
Go for it.
Get the body first. Way bigger eyes.
Let go of your arm.
Let go of your arm.
Be free.
Get your arms up.
Hello, welcome to the Piedmont School for Girls. I'm Ashley W. Not to be confused with that snotty Ashley M or that bookworm Ashley P. That's right, Ashley W. As in wish. Like you wish you were my friend? Oh, thank you to all my fans. I can't tell you how much being your president will. Wait, what? Marlene May will marry one? But she's got blue hair and only wears black, and she's such an individual with cool style and artistic skills. And I'm just an Ashley.
Yeah, you really took yesterday's stuff and ran with it. That's great. I would just say that it was all one note. It all sounded like, which is exactly what we want you to do with her. But that wait part, where she's like, I'm so cool. Wait! Okay? Really, like, you can throw that stuff in, that embellishment. It's just sounds in between, like,
Wait!
and it switches the whole thing. And then you're keeping everybody at the edge of your seat. You already have that. You're captivating. It's the word I used for you yesterday. So remember how captivating you are. Okay. All right, next up.
All right.
May Liz.
Okay, she's doing this.
Liz after, Dwayne after.
Right.
Ooh, yummy, yummy, yummy! My favorite block smoothies. Blueberry, banana, mango, pineapple, I don't know, a bunch of flavors, and just thinking about it makes my stomach go like burply burp. Like I said, all the Slurpees have to find their power, and you do it by thinking about something you really, really like. Here. Close your eyes and imagine a soft, gushy, fruity sensation tickling your taste buds like blocker smoothies. I can taste it already. I'm going bonkers for blockers. Ah! I got the power!
Yeah, nice job. How do you feel?
All right.
So, I know you said in all kinds of other stuff, all the direction that we're giving to you obviously goes for everybody. If the writer's there, don't change their words. They might say to you, add stuff, like we like when you were doing that stuff, that was really cute. But stay like, if it has, I think there was a lot for you, so
Banana, mango, lime, pineapple, raspberry, guava, peanut butter, and spinach flavors.
okay? But those are the words that are on the script. You don't have a choice. Okay. So you don't ever want to change their script. So you come in with that. But the stuff that you're allowed to add, if they say pull back, that's okay. But the stuff that you're allowed to add is that stuff. So that was great. I love how you used your energy today. It was not really wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, Liz, come on up.
All right. So Liz also.
Yo, Liz, catch.
Go.
Nice one.
Can I say something about his character before?
Yeah.
I feel like I named him Orville. He goes by Smithsonian the Coolest, but his real name is Orville, and he collects snow globes.
That's awesome.
Nice.
You have a very good image.
I am the most feared, evil ruler in all the galaxy. I have mangled the minds of millions, and I have reduced the richest of republics to rubble. It's not fair! I should have won the trophy. I'm the greatest in the galaxy. You guys are just a bunch of meanie McMetersons.
Good. All right.
Liz, I want you to look at me, at all of us, as if we are the galaxy people. All right? And I don't want you, I want this arm, even though, this is what I said to him, even though your arm's in this position, holding whatever you're holding, I want you to be like this. Okay? Now what's your root sentence? What's the sentence you pick to get into character?
It's not fair.
Again.
It's not fair.
Again.
It's not fair.
Go.
I am the most feared, evil ruler in all the galaxy. I mangled the minds of millions. I reduced the richest of republics to rubble. It's not fair. I should have won the trophy. I'm the greatest in the galaxy. You're all just a bunch of meanie McMetersons.
Yeah. It's your voice, so it's an easy voice for you to do, and I loved it. Like I closed my eyes and listened, and I would think that there's something in there for that character. Yeah, nice job. Yeah, that's okay.
Thanks. Crazy. Dwayne's got an interesting character. You'll have to show them the picture. I don't have time.
This is actually from another class that we go around the country teaching. So yeah,
he's Mr. Sparkles. The ballerinas gave him the nickname. He was joining the troupe, and they would always pick on him how pretty he's not. And so one of the bones was the ballerinas.
Yeah, all right.
Another good one. Okay, put your stuff up on the stand.
You guys should be writing our specs. We're all our friends.
All right, so if you love that you're eating this ballerina up, right? The lead ballerina, and you're on your last, you're sucking that bone.
I know, the last one.
Yeah. you're gluttonous. You finished everything, but you're just getting that last meat off. All right. So before you start, I want you to lick. This is kind of, I want you to slobber and lick, like like that. Look if I can do it in front of you. More, louder, 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 louder. For the whole room, louder, louder. Go, go, go.
But ghouls, they have feelings too, just like humans. Why can't humans see that part of us? We should learn from each other. Wait a minute. We have to break this cycle of grief. I feel like my appetite is going to consume me. I'm living in a total indulgent rampage. God, I can't stop. But I want to lose sight of the person I am.
That was great. I love that you held on to that. Yeah, the eating in between. So the only thing that we would probably have you do is lessen that a little bit, which is easier to tell you to pull stuff out and put it in the words. So you're like, and my appetite is consuming me. You know, so you're doing it with the words in between. Right?
Yes, that makes sense.
And then they can always cut it out if it's not what we would call married to the actual dialogue. If your sounds are like, and there's like at least a little pause where they can always cut and take that out. They can still use the words after it, but you had that intention of the chewing before. Cool.
All right. Yeah, good. Great, you guys. Okay, so.
Oh my gosh, now it goes fast.
Yeah. Yeah, you noticed like why we needed that whole hour for yesterday. Okay, so Grant and I are just gonna throw out some ideas for you guys to think about. This is like food for thought about how you do character voices, just to add on to what you were doing today. Can you maintain the voice through the full spectrum of emotions? Are there different emotions throughout the whole thing? You knew in that first one that we did with whatever, the guy from the bottom of the seat, that, what, say it again?
Bickos.
Bickos, okay. From the bottom, from Bickos, that he ran a gamut of emotions, right? So he went through, you know, and can you maintain those emotions the entire time?
Right. And it's also, is it a voice that you can maintain? Sometimes you can choose something like this, but are you going to be able to do that for 4 hours? Which I've made the mistake of doing before. Or if it's really high, you're never going to do that the whole time. So make sure whatever you pick is both understandable, something you can maintain in terms of all the emotions, and something that you can maintain in terms of the voice not blowing you out.
Okay, know the style of the show. So you have to ask who's doing this, like who's producing this. And so if it's Funimation, they're going to have a certain way of doing things. If it's Bang Zoom, they're going to have a certain way of doing things. If it's Nickelodeon, Disney, or any of the others, Marvel, they're going to have a certain way of doing things. And you guys have to watch their style, because their style, Nickelodeon's all over the place. Disney's really in the box. You know, they want like singers and in the box, except on Doraemon, they were a little less. But, you know, because they're starting to venture into that area. Okay. And then the other thing is the importance of acting training. All right? A lot of people are, and this will be in our question and answers, so this part will come up in Q&A right now, which we're going to start in a few minutes, but you really have to have acting training, so I'll just kind of skip over that because we'll embellish on that a little bit more.
Yeah. Another thing that we kind of covered, especially with that Bickos character at the beginning, was the relationships. Who are you talking to in the scene? Because it's going to change how you talk to them. In this character, he's talking to his boss, so he's not going to be like, you know, commanding his boss and telling his boss what to do. He's sort of the inferior one in the scene, and he's very scared of his boss. So we did this in another character yesterday at the voice actor Idol, which was Pets from Sailor Moon. And there were 2 scenes that were broken down in that one where she's, you know, screaming at everybody and saying, I'm going to take you all down. The next one was like a little romantic love scene where she's watching her lover go by. So it's kind of making that adjustment, knowing who you're talking to.
So the other thing that we're pushing you guys to do, and obviously in an hour, it's not going to happen as much as you want it to, but it certainly went from, you know, from A to Z, and that is the importance of immersing yourself in the character. You can't start your lines until you are that character. Does that make sense? Just remember, if you walk out of the room, like, become the character before I start the lines. So you have some skills for getting into that now. Always come up with 2 completely different takes. 2 completely different takes. So if you're gonna pick a little boy voice, Morgan, for your, you know, for that one that's gonna be different, have a totally different one, you know? Have a totally different way of doing it. If you're going to be spastic on this one, or just all over the place, have one that's calmer, but then goes bonkers, but a different voice. Place your voice differently. Okay. So you always want to show variations to different takes. And then, if you're given an opportunity, listen, because they're going to say, I read for Adventures in Odyssey. I told some of you guys the other day, and man, in my head, I had it a certain way where I'm supposed to be showing this little girl these pieces of paper, and then he came in, he's like, okay, here's the pre-scene, here's the pre-life of what happened, and it changed my entire delivery, entirely. So it's really good to go, do you have anything you want to give me before I start? Like what's going on in the scene, totally, that is beyond this, you know, beyond my specs. Boy, do they love that, especially if the writer's sitting in the room, because it strokes their ego. Make unexpected transitions, so that is that every line isn't the same note. You heard it when people were doing the same note all the way through, and you heard it when people were like, and then they go into their next part, which is what we were doing in the first character. You know, that he was like nervous in one and a different color in another. Create the moments before, and don't just start with line 1. What might set you apart is what we call a button. Remember I was saying where you go and go into it. All right? It's a little bit different. They can always tell you don't do that, but you can. Grant and I never started and said, "Oh, I see what you're doing." The line says, "Oh, I see what you're doing," and the person is curious, or finally in the know because they're a little dopey and they finally come into it. We don't just go, "Oh, I see what you're doing." We come in with a,
oh, even just that little
bit.
Or, you know, the line could be, where is that map? That's all it is. And you could be in here going, it has to be over here somewhere. I know it should not. Where is that map? Then you go into the line.
Okay.
So that's kind of creating the life before the lines. You're not just starting out like everybody else is starting out. Because what happens when they listen to these auditions, they're listening to 200 in a row, and everybody's starting out the same. Where is that map? Where is that map? Where is that map? And whatever. But if you do something different, it's going to make it, they're going to stop for a second and go, wait a second, this starts differently. And the other thing for that moment before is, it's a good thing for stage. Like if you look at a stage script, it says, Jack enters. That's all it says. So what does that mean? I walk through a door in here, and now I'm on stage. Well, what's going on outside the door before you come in this room on stage? You know, Jack's out there, and let's take our Vicko's character. What's he doing outside of his boss's office? He's pacing back and forth. He's rubbing his little hands wherever he can get them together. You know, he's nervous. He's pacing. That's the moment before, and then he comes in with that energy. So kind of creating that pre-life before you start to sing.
Okay, any questions or any thoughts, or what's your takeaway? I always love to hear that. And then we're going to switch, we're going to go right into questions and answers. If you have, some of you have to slip out. Okay, this will be about anything you want to, everything you want to ask about this. And I'm going to open the door so, you know, if there are other people that want to come.